Hey guys, Todd here. I'm driving a 2009 Nissan Murano. It's got about 144,000 kilometers, so maybe that's like 90,000 miles or whatever. The SUV is actually very gently driven. A retired fellow owned it, but honestly, driving it, it's all over the road. And we went and took it for a wheel alignment, and the alignment was just out to lunch. And it's like the steering wheel wouldn't center. And here in Canada, where I am, there's a bit of, snow and ice on the road, but it's not even bad. It's virtually nothing. And I'll just go down a side road here. So this thing, it'll jump all over the road, and it's always like, if you hold the steering wheel straight, it'll just jump around, and the steering wheel will be crooked, and you feel you always got to be compensating the whole time to make it steer straight, because it'll kind of go that way, it'll kind of go that way. And online I heard one guy say that the best way to describe it feels drunk. So it's kind of staggering down the road. When they took it for the alignment, they couldn't really see any real issues. They said the ball joints and tie rod ends were tight, and I even checked it myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it in my workshop and see what I can find. I'm going to jack it up. I've got a sneaky suspicion the front lower control arms, the bushings are shot. Okay guys, let's see if we get this Murano to sober up. Like I said, it's like one of the worst driving vehicles I've ever driven. Not because of it, a Nissan or anything. It's because of the control arms. So here's what I believe is going on. So here's the right control arm, so it faces forward. Here's the ball joint, the rear lower bushing, and the front bushing, so it would sit on the car, something like this. Anyways, what I believe is going on, this bushing is so slopped out that you could actually get the control arm to go like this, and that affects the steering of the vehicle. The back ones seem to be fine. I could have just replaced the front bushing, but you know what? You have to take the control arm off anyways, and if a bushing is $40 or $50 or $30 or $40 in the time, well, if you're going to replace that one, you may as well replace that one. And then who knows what the ball joint is like. It could be not bad, it could be good, but you know what? This way we got all fresh parts. So we're going to do both sides. We're going to take the wheel off. I got it jacked up. I got it sitting on the frame. Be sure to use jack stands. Let's dive into it. Okay, we're going to put our jack stand in a location that ought to do it. I'll just lower the jack down so we got all the weight on the jack stand, and the jack will help support it. I'm going to put some oil on those. Okay, we got 21 mil there, 21 mil there, and right up there. There's probably an 18 mil or something like that right over there. We'll take those out, and we'll get this control arm out. Sometimes it's good to put a breaker bar on here, and then loosen them off before you use the impact. If you got a weak impact like mine, so I'll use the breaker bar, and then I'll use the impact. Once again, I got my breaker bar set up on the nut just to get it loose. Otherwise, it can be kind of difficult. Got the control arm out. You know, they don't look that bad, right? But if my hand can push this thing back and forth, look at it, it's cracked there. Let's flip it over. This one has no cracks in it. Oh yeah, look at this. You know, yeah, that's cracked pretty good. It all depends if it'll allow it to move back and forth. Well, I think the other side was worse. Honestly, the little video clip I showed you earlier, this side was the one with the most play. So we'll throw the driver's side in, tackle the other side, see if it's got any more play than this one here. Okay, I got her in. I found that putting the control arm, this bushing in, and sliding that corner in, and then I push down on this to get the ball joint in place, and the spindle seemed to be the easiest. If I put the ball joint in first and then tried to put the bushings in those slots, it just didn't seem to work as good. We'll do the other side, and I won't bother showing that. It's actually pretty basic. 3 bolts and a little bit of patience. Well guys, I got the right control arm out probably in 10 minutes. This one went way faster. Here's what we got. This doesn't look bad, but this side definitely ripped. Let's check out the bottom. Oh God, look at that. That's enough to make it deflect. Oh, it's ripped on both sides. The back control arm bushings are, you know, they're getting weathered, but they look good. Ball joints were good on both sides. The ball joints you had to actually, you know, they're tight. Let's get this control arm in and button this job up. Well, she's all done. Control arms are changed. I am so confident this is going to fix this vehicle. I know those little bushings don't look like a big deal, but it has to be. They're supposed to pivot this way, but because of the cracks, I think they're also deflecting back and forth, and that's what's causing the issue. Anyways, let's take it for a spin, see what happens. I hope it fixes it. It just goes to show one little thing could cause a crazy problem. Anyways, let's go take it for a spin. Well guys, here's the moment of truth. We're driving down the street. The vehicle is not at all jumping around. In fact, I'm on the rougher areas of the street. I'm having my tires contact the rougher areas, and it is staying straight. I'm able to steer it with my thumb. This is exactly how a Murano should drive. They're known to be a fairly smooth, nice driving vehicle. We're back to that, and hope this helps somebody out. 2 lower control arms, front vertical bushings were cracked, causing them to deflect, and that was enough to throw the alignment out when you're cruising down the road, especially over rougher terrain. And it wasn't even that rough. Anyways, confirmed fix. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video. Cheers.